Sup, y'all? Bring you guys another video. So let's talk about Mr. Andre Ward, Mr. SOG, Son of God. He made some comments on social media in regards to what Tyson Fury should do next. If you follow him on Twitter at SOG or at Andre Ward, he recently tweeted to this. Michael Benson tweeted this out, and I quote, he said this in an interview with IFL TV. Shout out to IFL TV. Go subscribe to their YouTube channel. They do great interviews. Michael Benson, who writes for Talk Sport, quoted Eddie saying, "As fans, we should be calling for Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte. Imagine the build-up. Imagine the fight. It does over 1 million pay-per-view buys, sells out a stadium. That is the fight. The winner fights the winner of Oleksandr Usyk versus Anthony Joshua 2. To those who don't know yet, Joshua has triggered the rematch clause. He will be officially fighting Usyk most likely in March of next year or sometime in early next year, sometime in the spring of 2022. So yeah, while they're fighting, Eddie Hearn wants Tyson Fury to fight Dillian Whyte, who is, by the way, the interim WBC champion, who is the mandatory challenger for the longest time now, for years. He's been a mandatory challenger waiting for his shot to fight for the legitimate WBC belt. And in my opinion, Dillian Whyte deserves it. I think he does. I think he definitely deserves to fight for the title, for the WBC title. And why not Tyson Fury? I think it would be a great fight while we wait for Usyk and Joshua to duke it out. And the winner of Whyte Fury will fight the winner of Usyk Joshua. And to those who don't know, by the way, Dillian Whyte has a fight later this month against Otto Wallen. And if he wins that fight, the WBC will order Tyson Fury to fight Dillian Whyte unless Usyk somehow fights Fury, which is very unlikely. So anyway, Andre Ward tweeted about it, and he said, "Eddie, stop it." And Eddie Hearn said, "With AG confirming rematch, Usyk, name a bigger fight." And it is true, there's no other bigger fight other than this fight, other than maybe Fury versus Andrew Reese, maybe, I don't know, but I think Whyte versus Fury is it's definitely a much bigger fight from my point of view. Obviously it would be a big fight over in the UK, two British guys going at it, so I don't mind this fight at all. And I have to disagree with Andre Ward here. And if you follow him on social media, he talked about how they need to rest up, which I understand. That Fury was in a tough competitive fight, in a fight where he got knocked down a couple times, where he took a big shots, and he definitely deserves to rest up. But at the same time, with that being said, if he decides to continue fighting, which he plans to do, in my opinion, he should fight his mandatory in Dillian Whyte. And here's what Andre Ward said more. He said, and I quote, it reads, "Fury can do whatever he wants to do at this point. He doesn't need any other fighter. If he chooses to fight a few more years or take a few more fights and walk, it's totally up to him. One thing you can't argue is there are not many real challenges left." I think there's still some good fights out there. I think there is. I think Dillian Whyte is a good fight in my opinion. AJ is still a good fight, and Usyk is a good fight. Those are three names right there, and he can fight them in the next 2-3 years. So there's still some good fights out there. I don't know. Andre Ward has that mentality of, if it's not worth it moving forward if you take that punishment. And, I can't blame him. Andre Ward retired early himself. And I can't blame Andre Ward. He was on top of the game. He's one of the pound for pound fighters when he retired. And he has a very good gig with ESPN and Top Rank by being a commentator. And, he's making good money just commentating. He is, although, teasing us with some training stuff, man. I don't know about him, but with him posting pictures like this of him training, it makes me think he might come back. And honestly, I don't mind seeing Andre Ward come back. I honestly think if he decides to come back, he's one of the few people out there that could possibly beat Canelo right now, if he decides to come back. Anyway, and yeah, if you follow Andre Ward, I mean, I can see where he's coming from, but as a boxing fan, I want to see the best fights out there. Obviously, I still care about fighters as well. I care about the well-being of the fighters. But if they decide to keep fighting, why not fight the best, right? Anyway, I don't know. I think Andre Ward probably doesn't know that the WBC, that Dillian Whyte is the mandatory for the WBC title. So if in order for Tyson Fury to keep the belt, he has to fight Dillian Whyte if the WBC decides to order this fight. He can't just wait He can't wait till the end of next year to fight the winner of Usyk Joshua. I don't think it works that way, unless he wants to give up his WBC belt, which I hope he doesn't. Because if he does that, then what? He'll fight Usyk for the 4 other belts, and then there's no real undisputed champion at heavyweight. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And like always, have a great day. Alright, thanks.